Okay, coming back to our wall. So what we have now is a set of odd numbered courses and a set of even numbered courses. And if we connect in our output planes into our function that renders the box, we can see in fact that although we've got alternating courses and we've doubled the number of courses, we still have a stack bond, so we're still not quite there yet. Now, one thing that we can do, if we look here, each brick here, is centering on this plane. Now in fact, with the second plane, what we want is this set out plane to be here. Now there's two ways I guess that we can do it. For every second course, we can try and offset this plane to the center through there, and there is a way in which we can do that by sort of drawing a line and then dividing it. Or what we can do is double the number of set out planes and then cull every second one on every second course. So as with everything in Grasshopper, there's multiple ways of doing it. How I'm going to do it is that I'm going to double the number of set out planes and then cull them after that. So how these set out planes are created is through the addition of the mortar plus the length of the brick. Now what we want to do is, by doubling that dimension, in fact doubling the number of set out planes, we need to halve that dimension. So if we look here, this is where the division is happening through there, and it's coming from this addition here, which is the perp end width plus the brick length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a divider in here. So I'll add a panel, put a number 2 in it, reduce that down. So I'm going to turn off our brick, and I'll reduce that a bit so you can see what's happening. So I'm going to get, if we just sneak her over here, connect that into there, and then connect that, and you can see for the odd numbers ones, we've now got one in every one. We can do the same thing through here, shift key down and pop that into there. But what we want to do, we'll disconnect that one there. Okay, so we've halved the distance for the set out of these planes, which in effect doubles the number of them. Okay, so what we want to do is, for the even numbers, we want to keep every second plane starting with the first one. So we keep, remove, keep, remove, keep. For then the odd numbers, we want to get rid of that first one, so remove, keep, remove, keep. Now there's a function to do that, which is in the sets, and this is sort of how we manage data. Now if we come in here, we can find this one called dispatch. Now what we can do through there is that we can then take one lot of data and get rid of it, and keep another lot of data. So I'm going to pop that there, and if we get our help information, we can see what's going to happen here. So it's going to take a list of information, which is these planes here, and the dispatch pattern is true, false. That's the default. So it says first value was true, keep that. Second value, false, get rid of it. Keep, get rid of it. Keep, get rid of it. It then creates two lists. One list is the keepers, one list is the ones that we reject. So if we copy that through there, now what we can see is that here we can adjust that input value. So the input value is not coming from external, it's built into it. So we can change the Boolean values by typing straight into there. So we could do a unique one, so we could go true, true, false, 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 true, and so on. The list that we want to manage is the list coming here. So that's the list of planes. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to connect that in there. Okay, I'm going to disconnect both of these. And then I'm going to connect that list as well. So for the odd number, okay, list A, true, false, sorry. So we were saying the even number, we were going to start with the first one, so that means we go to list A. And then if we preview that, we can see that it's every second plane that it's actually picking up on. Now if we connect up here the false list into this, we can see now that every second one is done. So now we've got a proper stretcher bond. Now we can fine-tune this routine a little bit, because see through here we've got the number of courses. So because we've split the courses and effectively doubled them, we are now, instead of dialing in the number of courses as 14, it's actually giving us 28. So we need to, in the series here, do a divider so that it's very clear that when we want 9 courses, so if we go connect that through there, we're going to connect this to here. And so here is that series, so instead of that we're going to connect there, and we're going to connect there. So we've got then 14 courses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So if we do 15, that's what happens. We're going to get actually another 2. So we could, in some ways, mitigate that through another filtering through there, or what we could do is, just for the neatness of, or the simplicity of this one, we're only going to let us select even number of courses. So that way we're always going to get it in 2, 6, 16, so on. Okay, we'll leave it there, and now what we're going to do in the next video is start to come back and see, using that same dispatch type of function, see whether we can start to play around with this wall and make some little bespoke tools so that we can make these second bricks or every third brick do something a bit tricky. Okay, thanks.